he's getting it now.
Hey everyone, welcome to Heavy Metal Customs. Today we're going to be doing the front frame rails and radiator core support on our 68 Mustang Fastback project. This thing, as you can see here, it's been wrecked. So that frame rail's been up, it's rusty and just no good. So we're going to replace them. And we're also doing an independent front suspension on this thing, which is the reason I'm doing the frame rails right now, so that when I do the suspension, all that new stuff's in there. Catch that on another video. But let me show you what we've done so far and the frame rails that we have that we're going to use for this project. Alright, so far, of course we removed this panel. It's been gone when we done the firewall, floorboard and all that. But my buddy Cody, he's the one that owns this car, come down yesterday, he wanted to help out a little bit. So what he done, he took the motor mount stands off, the cross brace, and the anti-sway bar. So whatever could unbolt, he unbolted it. And also took the air chisel and got these chiseled out here on each side. And we're going to cut this frame about right here. And what I think I'm going to attempt to do is just take the sawzall on each side and just cut this whole front end off into one section. What we have is a inner and of course an outer frame section for the front. Have one for each side. And a new radiator core support with the support bar already attached to it on the bottom. So that's a cool thing. I first have taken all my measurements that I need. I know how far the frame is from the lift, and I know what my distance is from the torque boxes to the front. So all of that's taken care of. So all my math is there. And just for safety's sakes, as you can see, I tied a couple of straps on this thing. That way when I cut it, it should come forward and away from me and not catch my arm or hand or something in there. But cool. Well, let's see if we can get this thing cut out and start with the new rails. rail doesn't seem like it's a slip over style. Just it's flexing itself out, so it's not a slip over. But here's the deal. Y'all see this bolt hole right here? Those are big bolts that held the cross member in. There's a hole right there. Well, if you couldn't ask for a more perfect alignment hole for, you know, to help you get your length, I mean, you're going to measure it out still. I think what I'm going to do here is figure out where this hole goes. I mean exactly where it goes. There we go. Let me grab my square, wherever I put it. Flat spot on this thing. Alright, that's lovely. Like I would not cheap out and buy some better markers. Maybe I'll grab some this weekend. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the saws off, and I'm going to cut down through here. But I'm going to leave this bottom rail, and just tap it up a little bit. That way when we slide this in, we can use that bolt to hold it. I don't know if that's the way that a lot of people do it, but like I've said before, this is the way that I do stuff. Now let me reiterate here, if I was just replacing the frame rails and I was not putting in all that metal and gussets and all that stuff for the independent front suspension system, I would not just put this up there more or less butt weld and weld. It just doesn't seem structural. Maybe I'll take something like a good piece of square tubing, get it up in there to fit and strengthen it up. But the way that we're doing it, because a lot of that stuff will get cut off through here, and the thicker plates go in, then it's going to be strong. So let me go ahead and get this cut. All right, let's see how this idea is going to work. Okay. I want to see how that does with my length. Pull up guesstimation. What's it again? 42 and a half. Oh man, pretty much spot on, yeah. Alright, so, just crap all out of the way. Get this thing straight and really twist it around where it needs to go. I cut some more off the back side. Oh, definitely. Go ahead and grind some more off the back side. I'm going to check this one out. It'll be okay. But what I'm going to do is grind some more off of this here. You'll notice when this is going, it's going this way. Let me do that. Then I'll get look at this bar under here. Get some jacks under this thing. And see if we can get her leveled out. Get these sitting where they're supposed to be. You see I have a level on each one. Level. Pull the measurement. Everything's fantastic there. Now this is our outer plate. I've got it sitting in there, and if you'll notice, there's a notch here that lines up, and on this side, there's 2 holes that line up. So that way you know where to put this piece. But it comes beyond a piece there. So let's get a little bit of mark here. Take all this back apart. Cut this outer piece right here. And this will sit up there where it's supposed to go. Alright, got that notch cut out of there. That would come up in there. And that all is lining up great. See, we are on the level. Close to on the level. All this wiggling around put me a shade off, didn't it? Let's see, which way do we need to go? We need to go up just a frog hair. Alright, that looks good. I got both panels. Now I've done the inside of both of these frame pieces with the weld-through primer. So they'll be well protected. And I got down inside that frame and put some weld-through primer in there. Now I've got my radiator supports just sitting here. I haven't cleaned the paint off or weld or anything. The reason I've done that is so I could get my distance, which is 27.5 inside to inside on the frame. And once I clamp this in, I got that. But let me tell y'all this. This part here, these tabs are bent out enough that it was holding me off. So I took it off. Took my big red hammer and smacked these where I actually bent them in a little bit. Then I put this up there and clamped them straight, and that put me dead on 27.5. Got both sides ready to rock. Plenty of clamps holding everything, so I don't think the heat's going to pull anything one way or the other. All I worry about is maybe wanting to warp left or right. I may grab a couple of straps, pull that thing down this way and down that way, keep it from warping after I check to make sure everything's square. Let me do that right quick. Alright, get all that welded up. Yeah, it's ugly. I'm going to be waiting on the grinding. But I got the core support in here, and it's all welded and ready to rock. It's all squared up in the correct length. So normally now you would go through, do all your grinding, clean up, paint, prime, whatever, and put your accessories back on for your factory setup. But like I say, we're doing the independent front suspension setup. So there's going to be a lot that gets cut out of this thing. So we're going a lot different than what you would normally on a factory style. But that there gives you a good basic idea of how to install front frame rails and the front core support. Well everyone, there we have it. I mean, it's not like super rocket science or nothing. Just get your measurements right, make sure everything's level, make sure everything's square. And when you weld, weld a little here, weld a little there, and jump around so it don't move. And when I welded this, I did have a strap tied from here down and from here down, holding where the heat wouldn't warp this front end left or right. So anything you can do to add a little insurance is well worth it. Well everyone, appreciate you watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed that and maybe learned a little something. Tune in for the next video series when we actually put the independent front suspension in this thing. That is going to be a trip. Again, appreciate it much. If you would, drop us down a comment. If you're able, hit us up on the super thanks. And please like, share, and subscribe. Again, appreciate it. Until the next one, we hope that everyone has a fantastic day.